Hey guys, I'm back here with my 2002 Nissan Maxima. So I finally had something else break on this car. If you guys watch my videos, you guys know that I really haven't had that many issues with this. But this just happened randomly. So let me show you here. Yesterday when I was driving around, the window here just started going up and down very slowly to the point where now it just doesn't even work. And it got stuck here, and I can pull it up and down, but I can't pull it all the way up. And frankly, I don't feel like having someone break into my car when I leave it on the street or anything. But all the other windows work just fine. So, yeah, I'm going to be showing you how to replace the motor assembly in here behind the door panel. And I've actually never done this before. I've had this issue happen on multiple cars that I've owned before, but I never actually fixed it myself. So this is another first for me. Alright, so here's everything that you should need to repair this. You're obviously going to need a window regulator. I'll have a link in the description to where you can purchase this if you want to get it on Amazon. You should also get some of this stuff. Hopefully, like I said, I've never done this before, so this should be everything you need. A good screwdriver set with Phillips, flatheads, Torx, etc. Good wrench set, ratchet set, maybe some Allen wrenches, I'm not sure, you never know, and some good pliers. You never know when you're gonna need those. So we'll go ahead and get started here. Alright, so to get started, over here there's that little thing right there. Just pop that out with a flathead screwdriver and then take that Phillips screw out of there. Alright, so after you take off that screw there and that cover, go up here on the door and you'll see this other cover. Just use your fingernails to pry that out and then take out this screw. After you take that screw out, that cover, you should be able to take this panel off. First off, go ahead and lift this. You can use that to hold your screws. Now, you should be able to lift this out. The controller for all the windows and locks, and go ahead and disconnect them. I need two hands to do this, so I'm going to stop recording here for a second. But there's tabs here on the back that you need to press, and this one has one right there in the middle. So there's that. After you take off the controller, and just set that aside. And now, so actually before you take off this whole panel, you need to remove this, and it does have little tabs right there, so you're gonna have to use a flathead screwdriver to put right here in between the tab and the frame so that you can pop those tabs out like that. And after you get that done, you should be able to go around the side and just pop this whole thing out. Now we should be able to lift off this whole panel without having to worry about breaking anything. So there's the panel, and then watch those wires back there. Hold this with your leg while you unplug these harnesses over here. So there's the two harnesses there. Here's the whole panel. ahead and set that aside. And then we can get started on this. So you'll want to take off this. Actually, we'll probably want to take this off first, the handle. So that's just 2 Phillips screws there. There's the handle after it's removed from the door. And then we need to take this plastic cover off. So go ahead and remove this. If you have a knife, it's even better because you can cut through this stuff, and if you cut it through the middle it should stick back to the door, but I've already done this before and it doesn't really matter to me, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pry it out and then show you what's behind here. Just as long as there's a coating on both sides, should seal back up. Alright, so as I mentioned previously, I've never done this before, but I figure I'm going to need more space to put the regulator in, so I'm going to go ahead and remove this bar here. Alright, so there's no way to get those off with a Phillips screwdriver, so you're going to need a 10mm ratchet to get these out. So there's that bar after you get it removed, and then you should probably remove the old regulator, so undo these. These look like 8mm bolts, but let me double check. Alright, so you actually need to take this off, and we need to take off the whole handle just so we can actually fit the thing in there. So take this off. There's 2 tabs on top and 2 tabs on the bottom, and then remove that screw there. Next, go ahead and remove this metal piece. There's a bolt here, 10mm, and another 10mm bolt right there. Alright, then go ahead and take these bolts out. These 2 up here, these 2 down here, and these 3 that are holding the motor assembly. Okay, so after you take off these bolts over here, you should be able to put your hand in here and pull up to release those tabs. That should dangle back there. And then it looks like we need to take out this bolt here to release the window. Okay, so at this point you'll want to move the window like this, up and out, until this is all the way over here, and then you should be able to see this other bolt on the window here. Keep going just a little bit. Right there, and then take that bolt out, and you should be able to take the window out and then replace it. So before you pull that out, disconnect this wire harness here, and then you should be able to pull this out. There's the old assembly there, and then we got the new one in here. So this is how you'll want to put the regulator in. Make sure the hooks are out, facing out and down, and this should line up with the window like so once it's inside. So be very careful with your window, don't shatter it. Okay, so you want to put this in here, side down first, and then the motor, and then just slide everything in there, and then you'll just have to line everything up back here. Start with the motor, go ahead and line that up there. Make sure the hooks are in, and then grab this bar, So down here actually you have holes. So you can use these to put the window in before you set everything in place. So go ahead and put the window in and bolt it down to those 2 points there. Okay, so the window needs to go behind the assembly there, otherwise it's not going to work. And then just get it all the way down here. Okay, so after you've got these two in place, go ahead and line everything up and then just bolt all these bolts in, and then we'll put everything else back in place. Alright, then after you've got everything bolted down, pull the harness through and connect it here to the other harness on the car. Alright, next go ahead and put this back in place over here. So with this part, just remember to line up the tabs there and then just bolt that down. Alright, next go ahead, put this in place here. There's a tab back there. Line it up with the back, put it in place, and slide this forward, and then bolt that back in place. Then grab this metal piece, slide it in there, and just push it in to these tabs in the back. Alright, next go ahead and line up this bar here. Make sure the arrow is pointing towards the car, and just bolt that down. Alright, after you've put this bar back on, go ahead and put the plastic cover back on. Make sure to get all the wire harnesses through. And then after you've done that, go ahead and put the handle back in place here. Before you put this panel back on, make sure to connect the harnesses down here for the door light and for the gas tank and the trunk. And then you can slide the top in first, and then line up all the other tabs. Now after you've put the panel back in place, grab this piece and put it over this. And then grab the controls here, put that back in place. Make sure to connect the harnesses on the back here. Then after you've done that, put this piece back in place here, and then put the screw back in there with the cover that goes with it. And then the very last part is just get this other screw and put it over here with its cover. Okay, so I just finished up. Go ahead and turn on the car and then test the window. And it looks like we're good again. So that's it. That's my tutorial on how to replace 2002 Nissan Maxima window regulator. If you found that helpful or informative, please remember to like, comment, favorite, or share this video. And as always, thanks for watching.